Change in life is law of nature. You must have been going through many changes in your life from your childhood to your death. There are so many changes, and sometimes these changes are very troublesome, very complicated, and you are not able to adjust with the situation. Sometimes you feel that you are being neglected, you don't have much money, and one of the major change in the life is life after retirement. When you get retired, you pass through many problems. Are you being neglected? You don't have much work to pass your time. Even your own people, they disregard you, don't respect you. You have financial problems. So in case if you are a working person doing a job, a professional in life, and you want that your life after retirement should be peaceful and comfortable, you have a plan to start your own business after retirement, but there are many if and buts. So if these questions are bothering you and you feel discomfortable, then you must go through this video. This particular video is very useful for those who plan to do something, having a good health and everything. They plan to do something after retirement, but they don't have any idea how to do it. So I appeal to you that you must go through this video. You will find a particular strategy wherein if you adopt that strategy, your life after retirement will be very peaceful and comfortable. That's what your ultimate aim. Okay. So in case you have liked this video, then kindly like it, give your suggestions, share it with your friends who are in need of such type of videos. Okay. And if you are new to my channel, please subscribe also so that you get time to time information about my new videos. Okay. So without any losing further time, let me start this video, which is a life-changing video for so many people who are going through this particular situation which is described in this video. So let's go. Change management. Change management. What is this change management? It is how to manage change in your life. And what is change? When your position changes from one situation to another situation. That's called a change in your position, change in your status, okay, change in your conditions, everything. So whatever these changes are there, how to manage this change, and particularly in your personal life. So first of all, let us know what are the type of changes. See, there are two types of changes in life. One is unknown change and the other one is known changes. Unknown means the change for which you are not aware when it will happen, where it will happen, you are not aware at all. So you are totally unknown about that particular change. But we say known changes means the change is known to you that this will be going to happen at a particular moment of time, particular period, particular locations and everything. So changes which are not known to you, known as unknown changes, and changes which are known to you, they are known as known changes. Okay. So I am giving you some examples of unknown changes first. Okay, like you are okay, everything is okay, you are sitting in your office, and suddenly you are falling sick or something has happened, and you have to switch over to hospital. So you are admitted in hospital. So there is a change in your position from office to hospital. So this is a change. But this change is not known to you when it will happen, where it will happen. It has happened suddenly. Okay. One more example, like road accident. You are already going on a highway with your family members, and suddenly you met with an accident. Okay. And then again, maybe you have to hospitalize. Okay. So in this case also there is a change in your situation. Okay. From car to again reach you some other position. So this particular change is again unknown change. Then the third one is sudden meeting with your open friend. Means you are not aware about that friend and suddenly you see him and you are surprised also. So this is a sudden meeting which was not known to you earlier and it has happened. Okay. So these are the few examples of unknown changes. There are many changes in life which are unknown. Okay. You cannot count them. Let's go to the next known changes. What are those known changes? Some few examples I am giving. Again, like childbirth. Okay, this change is known to you at what particular time, which month this will occur. Okay. Then admission to your then admission in school to your children at a particular age in a particular school. So this change is also known to you that this is bound to happen. Okay. And this is your first day in your office. This is also known to you when you are going to join your office after passing out. Correct. Then I move to another, that is marriage. This is the most stop. This is the most important change in your life, that is marriage, and this is also known to you that this is bound to happen at a particular time, at a particular location. So all these cited changes are known to you about the change, when it will occur, where it will occur. So these type of changes are known as known changes. Now in life, there are so many unknown and known changes. You cannot count it again. You cannot do anything about your unknown changes, but definitely you can do for known changes. So first off, see what are the different known changes in your life. So these are cited examples of known changes from birth of a child to death of the person. Okay, and in this, if you see, started with birth of child, then infancy period, then school entrance, then going to college, going to university, then employment after passing out, and then marriage. It may happen in between, but in generally, if you are employed, then you get married. Then the service life is there, whatever time you serve to the organization. And finally, after a definite time, you get retired, and then there is a death. So all these changes from birth to death are known changes in your personal life. There are changes in official life, like your change in your department, change in your drawings and all those things. But those are all engineering aspects which I am not going to discuss. I am discussing basically on your personal life related to your personal well-being. Okay, so let's move. So now these changes which are known to you, they have three stages. These stages are, first of all, troublesome. Then second stage is your adjustment, where you are unhappy and on the other hand you are happy also. Then the third change is enjoyment. Okay. The one of the big example for this is when a child is get admitted in school, he makes lot of hue and cry. He doesn't want to go to school and all those things. But after some time, his initial period is crying, not adjusting. But after he starts adjusting with the situation, okay, and then the third stage comes when he starts enjoying that. He makes lots of friends, going to school, meeting teachers, and all those things. So he enjoys that moment also. So these are the basically three stages of any change. You take any change. You join your new factory first of all, and you see your first day. You will feel lot of problems, at least for 1 month or 2 months. That is why this situation is given in industry for 6 months probation, so that they can know that whether you can adjust with the situation or not. Okay. So in this period, first 2 or 3 months are very troublesome. Lot many people will say lot many things. You will get lot many people. Some are they are helping, some of them are not helping. So those things are there, and it will be a very troublesome period. And then after working for 2 or 3 months, then you start adjusting with the situation. Okay, sometimes you also get angry, sometimes you are also sad, but sometimes you are happy also. So this period is there, adjustment, one can say transition period. And the third is enjoyment, means you start enjoying. After getting employment, having this problem, then adjusting this, then when you get your first month salary, you feel very happy, you are free, you have money in your pocket, you can do anything, you can buy anything, you can give anything to your parents. So this time, this moment you enjoy it. So these are the three basic stages in your changes. Okay, troublesome, adjustment, enjoyment. Okay, so duration of three stages of known changes. Whatever known changes are there, what are their durations? This I am going to tell you in this slide. Okay, so the first stage is troublesome. Okay, this is troublesome. See, this is quite a large time. The duration is quite big. Then it comes adjustment and then enjoyment. Okay, so if you compare these three, this is quite big, this is small, and this further small. And the approach two will be when this your troublesome period. See, this has reduced compared to this. Adjustment also slightly reduced. Okay, this adjustment, but enjoyment period, this is the enjoyment, this has increased. So this has been represented on a bar chart, which shows that what is the duration of various stages and what do you prefer. Do you prefer this or do you prefer this? Where your troublesome period will be lesser, adjustment will be lesser, and this particular period enjoyment will be much. And this I am going to tell you in this video how to get maximum enjoyment and comfort once you get retired in life. This is what I am going to tell in this video, that how to get maximum enjoyment or comfort after retirement. Okay, so let's move to the next slide. See, after going through the various duration of the phases, now the main change in your life, which is most important, is retirement. Okay, this particular video will be very helpful for those persons who are going through this situation. Okay, and who are going to retire from their service life, and whether they are working in a government organization or in a private job. Once upon it, at one time they had to retire at a particular age. So this change is known to you that you are going to retire after some time. And then how to make this change from this worriedness to happiness. Okay, this is how I am going to deal with the situation. So next, problems after retirement. See what problems you face after retirement that I have mentioned. This dependency. You are always dependent on someone else, whether in terms of money, comfort, everything. You are dependent because you are now a retired person. Okay. The second problem that you face is how to pass time. Okay. You have been working in any organization day and night. Okay. Very hectic moment were there at that time, and then you retire, and suddenly you have lot of time. So it becomes difficult for one to pass this time, how to pass this time. I can give one example of this, and it was a very practical example. There was a person who was working at a very high position and then he got retired after 60 years, and for him it was difficult to pass time. Then what he did, he started collecting passbooks of his neighbors, of his family members and everyone. And at that time it was not like digital India today. That time it was, I'm talking of a long back period when this post office and banks were very active. So he used to collect all those passbooks from neighbors, for his family, for other members. And then he used to go to post office or bank and get every passbook signed and updated. In this way, he used to pass the time at least 2 to 3 hours because he was the first person to reach the post office or bank for getting all those passbook filled up. Okay, so that way he used to pass the time like 2 to 3 hours. There are other ways also people pass time after retirement. They start going to some club where they play chess or anything indoor games. Okay, then there are people who get together and play some games. But there are people also who pass their time by joining some NGO also. That is a positive outlook. Okay, but it is altogether very difficult to pass time when you get retired. Okay, then the third problem comes, that is loss of prestige. Once you retire, you must have felt that whatever prestige you had when you were in your job or in your chair, everybody used to worship you, give you good regard, okay, a lot of respect you must have earned. But after retirement, you may feel that some of the persons who were respecting you earlier, they they will not respect you that much, and your prestige is also lost. And this feeling is there that your prestige day by day is getting lost. So this problem is there after retirement. Then feeling of being insulted. Sometime you must have come in your life, you feel get very insulted, maybe by your own persons or by known or unknown also, because you are a retired person. Okay, so that feeling comes sometimes, not with everyone. Do not take otherwise. Not with everyone, but yes, generally this happens. Then financial problems are there. You don't have money, what you have been earning earlier, you don't have that finance with you after retirement. Maybe you must have planned some financial arrangement after retirement, but that also seems to be not enough because then there are so many things. Your health is there, marriage of children are there, so all those things are there. So for which whatever money is there, it will be always shortage for you. So these financial issues are there, and sometimes you have to depend on your family members. Okay, that is a dependency that first I have told you here. So this is all problems, financial problems, issues are there after retirement. Then negligence. This also one feels being neglected. You are there, you give your opinion or something. Sometimes people will not accept it, and sometimes they just neglect it because you are retired. So this feeling comes also once you are retired. So all these problems are there, which I have mentioned, and it's not only the all. I think there are more than whatever I have mentioned, but major cases which I have mentioned, generally one passes through all these situations after getting retirement. Okay, so how to manage known changes? I am giving one example, like age at the time of entry into any organization, 25 years. You are entering into any factory organization at the age of 25 years, and then in that factory, the retirement age is 60 years. Okay, you are working in a manufacturing industry. Okay, you are working in a production department, and you are working in private or public sector. So these conditions are there. You are working in a private or public sector, but in a production department, and that factory is a manufacturing industry. The retirement age is 60 years, and you have joined at the age of 25 years. This is one example. Now I'll give you A second example where same conditions are there, entry age 25 years, retiring age 60 years, working in the manufacturing industry, but here you are working in a testing lab as a chemist or senior chemist, and you are working either in a private or public sector. So these two conditions I have given you example, okay, two different conditions. I'll go through this again. So what is your aim? In case of first example, what is your aim? Your aim is basically you are working as a supervisor and you want to be owner of your company. Okay, so you want to establish an organization or a company which in which you are the owner. Okay, so what is to be done? So in case you are working as a supervisor, want to be the owner of the company, then at what stage you should plan for industry? In general, if the retirement age is 60 years, people generally think that we'll start planning maybe 2 or 3 years ahead of my retirement, maybe at the age of 57 or 58. But that won't be good, and in that particular case, there are chances of failure. Okay, so the question here is you should start thinking about that or planning about that industry at the age of 45 to 50 years. Okay, 10 to 15 years ahead of your retirement age. And in that particular time, you can decide upon what product to be manufactured, what is the demand of that product in your market, what kind of machines are required of your product, and facilities required, such as land, power, water, etc., and total cost of establishment. There could be some two, three more factors also, but generally these factors are required before you start any industry. So now you have got enough time, 10 to 15 years, to plan out these things, get all the information from various sources, and once you get all these things, and when you enter into retiring age, you have got enough information, and then you can start any industry as per the information what you have gathered in 10 to 15 years. Okay, so this is one case. Similarly, in second case, second example, the aim is you are working as a chemist and you want to be owner of that particular lab. So same thing here also you should start thinking about that at the age of 45 to 50 years. What kind of material, testing lab or pen test lab, pathology lab, what kind of thing you want, then which type of testing lab you require and which is in demand. This also you can explore. Equipment required for establishing that particular test lab. Then facilities required such as land, building, power, water certification. Since you are going for a lab, analytical lab or pathological lab, you need to have a certification from some certified source or authorized source. And nowadays this certification is also required for ISO certification. So you have to go through all these phases: building, power, water certification, etc. And then total cost of establishing, and then total cost of establishing a testing lab. So these things are required before you go for a test lab or analytical lab, whatever way you want to open a lab and become owner of that particular lab. So feel that after 60 years or after getting retired, if they start any organization, they will be successful. But things are not that easy. And the second point is, if you start your industry after 60 years of age, again, this is not a correct indication. The third is, if you start a business in which you do not have any experience. This is also one of the major points, okay, that whatever industry you start, you should have a good experience, good knowledge about that particular industry, okay. If you start your business after arranging a heavy loan or credit from the bank, this also people, once you have to start a business, you have to go for a business loan or credit loan from the bank. But since you are not well planned ahead of the time and you start business maybe after 60 years, maybe after 57 or 58 years, there are most likely chances that you will be unsuccessful. Okay, so don't go through this situation. You must plan your everything well ahead of time, well ahead of your retirement age. Okay. Now I am giving some examples of famous cricketers. Okay, who were very famous in their own field like cricket, but when they started something else apart from cricket, they were not successful. Take this case, Sachin Tendulkar. He started his Tendulkar's restaurant in Mumbai in 2022, and the situation now is it is closed. Similarly, Saurabh Ganguly. He started Saurabh Food Pavilion, Park Street, Kolkata in 2004, and it is closed now. Virendra Sehwag. He started Sehwag's favorite, Moti Nagar, New Delhi in 2006, and today's situation is it is closed. Virat Kohli started a restaurant Nueva at RK Puram, New Delhi in 2017, and this is also closed. So this way we see that very famous cricketers who are very topmost in their own field, when they had gone for a different field without having much experience or knowledge about that, and without any, maybe without any planning, they must have planned, I don't say, but maybe it was not sufficient, and their business ran for 2 or 3 years, and after that it was closed. So this is one of the biggest examples of unsuccessful business in which there was not enough planning or not enough experience of doing that particular business. So you must try to avoid this situation. Okay. So conclusion first, if you want to make your life comfortable after any change, plan it much early. So whatever changes are coming into your life, you must plan it quite early so that you can be a successful after that. Suppose in this case, I take a case of example where a person is passed out and then he joins some industry or he is trying to join some industry. So for that, he needs to have a good preparation, okay, to know about the industry where he is interested, what are the details, what type of machineries and everything, everything about that particular organization, he has to be updated much early. And then he joins that industry, then he will be quite successful in that. Okay, so this change, whether it is a retirement change or any change in your personal life, you must plan it much early for that particular change so that you can face that change. Okay. The second point is if you want to start a new business after retirement, then select the one in which you have experience and competence. You must have a good experience and expertise in the business in which you are interested to open it after getting retired. So get enough information and enough experience, competence, everything is required before you go for a new industry after retirement. Then the third point is this management of change is applicable for your personal life. How do you manage your changes? This all depends on how you take a good step prior to your retirement or prior to your change. Okay. In this case, again, I can give you one good homely example. Suppose you have rented a house, okay, and you are not happy with that house and you are going for a contract, generally agreements are there for 11 months that you can remain in that house. After 11 months, either you have to go for a renewal or you have to leave or vacate the house. Okay. So you are going for a new house or maybe you want to have a new house after 11 months since you are not happy with that present house. Then when should you start planning for that particular house? If you ask number of people, the general answer will be if 11 months is there, they should start planning after 8 or 9 months, just 2 or 3 months before vacating the house. Okay. But do you think it will be a good suggestion? No. Because in that case, when you start seeing the house, new house, within 2 or 3 months of your leaving the house, then you have to compromise with so many things. You have to compromise, first of all, with the rent. You have compromised with this accommodation. school children, you have to compromise on the schools of your children, distance from your office, environment around your house. So many things you have to compromise because you have to vacate after 2 months. But the fact is, if you start planning 9 months ahead, okay, if it is 11 months, you should start planning around, you have joined January, so start planning from February onwards, February, March onwards, about the new house, because in that particular time you will get enough time to see the location, to see the distance from your office, to see the distance from your school children, to see the environment, to see so many things, market and other things, all facilities, whether it is nearby or not. And finally, when it comes ninth or 10th month, you must have selected one or two houses for final decision. And when 11th month comes, you take a decision out of your selected one or two, and then you shift comfortably. And then you pass your rest of the life in a very comfort manner rather than planning in ninth or 10th month. So this is one a very good example, and this should be borne in mind with all those who are nowadays living in accommodation houses or rented houses. This is a very good advice that you must plan your change early. If you are satisfied, you can go for increase of rent. If you are satisfied with every all situation, no need. But if you are not satisfied and you want a change, then you must plan much early. So this is one example. Okay. So in this change management, I have discussed you first of all types of changes, various types of changes. There are only two types of changes, known and unknown changes. Then what are the various stages of the changes? Okay, troublesome, adjustment, and then enjoyment. You see, you can go through this slide number 8 also. And then I told you about duration of this change. Someone is bigger, someone is shorter. Okay, and then next I have suggested that what approach you should take, whether you should take this particular approach where this troublesome period is very high and the adjustment is there, then this is a very low enjoyment period. Or you should go for a technique or an approach wherein the troublesome period is minimized, adjustment is also low, but your enjoyment period is high. So this also I told you in that, and after that I have given you some live examples, examples 1 and 2, wherein how can you go for a change, what should be your strategy, and then what are the problems you face after getting retired, okay, and how to tackle those things. So all these things I have done, and finally the conclusion wherein I have concluded 3 points, these 1, 2, and 3 points. So hopefully, I hope you must have liked this, okay, and must be very useful for all of you. So my request to you is, if you have liked it, you have gained something out of this video, you must like my video, give a thumbs up, give your comment on this video, you suggest anything you want in this regard, okay. And if you are new to my channel, you are watching first time on my channel, then my request to you is that you please subscribe my channel, okay. I'll keep on giving such type of videos in future also. So if you have subscribed, you will get information about my coming videos. So thanks for your patience listening. Thank you. Thank you very much.